Hey guys, it's me Dave. I'm going to try to do a video with this phone. My phone is kind of messed up for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Um, so I'm going to try to do a video. So, lots of stuff going on as far as current events goes and the riots and all this stuff. It seems pretty peaceful out there now. I don't know if you watched the news conference that Trump gave this afternoon or this evening. He wants to get the military involved. You know, he called the governors weak. Called the governors, some of the governors weak, because they weren't taking control of their states. So now he wants to use this 200-year-old law where he can bring the military in. He's like, if you know, he's talking to the governors. If you're not going to restore order, and if you're too weak and all this stuff, I'm going to call in the military, and they will come in and restore order. You know, so is martial law coming, you guys? Is it coming to the big cities? It's possible. You know, I live in we have 86,000 people up here, so we probably wouldn't see military or anything like that. But down in Minneapolis, where they had big riots and all that stuff, they might see Humvees rolling around town, soldiers walking around town with guns. All right. Is martial law coming to restore order? You know, because there's this huge movement going on. You have your bad apples, you have your hot spots of violence, you know, and all that stuff. You know, I don't know, we don't know who those people are, but you have hot spots of violence everywhere around the country, all right? Even in my city, you know. So we have people like that like to go out there and cause trouble. You know, they like to make us look bad. They're causing trouble. They like to beat people up and vandalize businesses and all this stuff, okay? Cause trouble. So, are we going to have martial law? Is there going to be a bunch of Humvees rolling through town? Is there going to be tanks rolling through town? It's possible in the big cities to restore order, you know? And then a lot of the states have curfews. You know, cities, a lot of the bigger cities have curfews now because they're trying to keep the peace. Like Washington D.C. has a curfew tonight. Everyone has to be inside by 7 p.m. Well, I'm watching CNN right now too, and there's a movement going on, and there's it's peaceful protesting right now. You know, people are not listening to the curfew; they're out there protesting. You know, it's a movement. You know, but Trump is like, you gotta dominate these people, take control, and blah, you're weak, and all this stuff. I just, as far as Trump goes, I don't think he, I don't think he has feelings. You know, I don't think he feels sympathy and empathy, and I don't think he connects with the people that much as far as what we're going through and the struggles that we go through. I don't think he relates to us in that way. And it shows, you know, with these riots and all this stuff. You know, he's like, well, people are going to be arrested and they're going to be held responsible, you know, and they could go to jail for a long time and all this stuff if they go out there and cause trouble and all that stuff, which, you know, I mean, that's, you know, I don't really have an opinion on that, but that's what he said, you know. So, history is changing, you guys. You know, we've never seen these kinds of times. You know, like this law that he is using to use the military, it's a 200-year-old law. I forgot what it was called. But they used it in the 92 LA riots, I guess, to have the military come in and restore order. So that's what he's using. He's like, if the governors aren't going to do it, they have access to the National Guard. If they don't use the National Guard and they're too lenient on what they're doing, I will come in there with the military and take over, pretty much, and dominate. And we will restore order. So it's crazy out there, you guys. We're living in crazy times. And we got the pandemic on top of it. Not only the pandemic, TIs are dealing with torture. I don't know about you guys, but my torture has not let up. I'm still getting tortured. It's like another day in the office for these people. They do 12-hour shifts, 6 a.m. until 6 at night. 6 at night till 6 a.m. 12-hour shifts. These people torture me. They wake me up at 6 a.m. every day and start torturing me, remote neural monitoring me, remote neural manipulation, and all this stuff. They do it for 12 hours a shift. My targeting hasn't let up at all. I don't know about you guys, but we're still being targeted. This is another day at the office for these people. And you got all this stuff, all this extra stress to deal with. It's a lot to handle. We are dealing with so much crap, and then we got to deal with our targeting on top of it. As far as the targeters, they don't care. They don't care what they're putting us through. And then we're dealing with the pandemic. We're dealing with the riots. All the stuff, in our cities. Trying to stay safe. Trying to stay out of the way of, so we don't get hurt. From the violence and all the stuff that's going on. But it's a huge movement going on around the country, and you have people out there that like to cause violence. They like to start violence. They like to start cars on fire. They like to, ruin businesses and all this stuff. They're hurting their own community. Well, who are these people that do that type of stuff? They're hot spots around the U.S. Are they getting paid by somebody? It's possible. We got so much crap to deal with right now that I don't know. I don't think Trump is connecting with the people that are hurting. He just, to be honest, he sounds like an asshole. I heard part of that. They played part of the call to the governors on CNN, and he sounds like a prick. He sounds like an asshole. There's no empathy. There's no connection there with the people. It's like he has no emotions at all. So I just thought I would talk about that a little bit. We are living in crazy times right now. I wish I had a video camera to keep record of this stuff. I wish I was out there videotaping these protests and stuff like that, because this is history being made. We've never seen anything like this before. And then we're being targeted on top of it. We are super strong people, you guys, to be dealing with all this stuff. We are super strong people, you guys, mentally.